into the room. Thanks for being here at Bloody F Mess Official. I'm always early, or at least on time, generally. 20 seconds in, and we'll see who hops in the room here. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Yep, definitely guard your privacy. It's safe here with me. I know that. Who's here tonight? Anybody yet? I'm not seeing any posts. I'm looking at my options on the screen here, if there's any options for me, that is. Well, if anyone is in the room, say something to me to make sure I know I'm good, because it says I'm live, but I'm not seeing any comments. Nope, I'm not going to start a poll. Let's show you the other side of the room. Oh, wait, that's another view of me. Whoa. There's the other side of the room. Oh, wow. Andreas, the metal punk. You live, man? I am live. Can you hear and see me okay, man? You're the first comment, Andreas. Let me know if you can see or hear me, man. Yo, what up, Jarrett? How are you doing, man? Stan Bowman in the house. What's up, my brother Stan? Hey, Bloody, Glenn is here in KC. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Somebody verify that for me real quick. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl Werner's in the house. She sees me and hears me. Thank you, Andreas. Sister Tracy, coming in loud and clear. Okay, we're past that part. The first two live chats I did, I was sideways and trying to figure it out. Next time, I'll be even more sure of myself. Let's wax it up. There's West Beach of the Plasmatics in the house from Michigan. What's up, brother? Great to see you here, man. Hey, Nick Pentazzi, I just packaged up your album of Dark Daze Unfazed, and it'll go out Tuesday. Thanks for being here, Nick. Hello, Jarrett. Good to see you, man. Kelly is in the house. Hey, you can see and hear me good. You're making dinner. What are you making? I had some blue chips and salsa with a glass of electrolytes and a little thing of applesauce. How weird, huh? Bloody drunk again. Ha ha ha. I remember those days, man. And I tell you, every once in a while, I wish I was bloody drunk. Anyway, I've got a lot of stuff to cover. But first, before more people jump in the chat room, I'm going to play a song for you guys that I wrote with Scott Legan from NRBQ, the band. And it's called Mugshots. And it's one of the only songs I probably won't get in trouble for copyrights on the internet. Most of the stuff I've released was on record labels, and they own that content as far as those versions of the songs. I own my songs, but not the recorded versions that the albums put out. So here's a song that I put out on my Fanatic Records label back in, like, geesh, man, 1997 or 98, and it's called Mugshots. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, and then I'm going to go over some of this fun stuff with you.
That place downtown where I hate to go, there's a whole lot of pictures that they can't show.
Mugshots!
This file cabinet was made for me, full of black and whites, what a sight to see. My mugshots was my mugshots, how many now? My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots. The Polaroid people are in love with me. I bring a big profit to the company. These Kodak moments are getting too many. Gotta keep my drunk ass out of this city. My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots, how many now? My mugshots, what a story they tell. My mugshots.
Listen to these vocals by Scott Legan. I don't know what would happen, and I would die laughing. Yeehaw! Cheers, man. Happy Saturday night.
Alone in a picture with all my friends, always on the wrong side of that lens. So photogenic, they wanna shoot me. Gotta stop hanging with bad company. My mug shots, what a story they tell. My mug shots, how many now? Hello from New York City, woo! What a story they tell. Yeah, puffing on the dragon, woo! My mug shots. There you go, man, mug shots. That featured Scott Ligon on banjo, guitar, backing vocals, and he wrote the music. And I think that also has Randy Roth. That album is actually not easy to get, my friends. Somebody asked where they can obtain that. I don't really have a way to sell you the original. I can do burned copies, of course, and work something out. That's from an album called Concrete and Cornfields, a collection of Central Illinois music. And this came out, Fanatic Records, I believe, gosh, I don't even know, man. It was either 97 or 98, I think 1997. But I can't see because my eyes suck. That's got Eric Ally on the bass, and that's also got, I think, Randy Roth playing lead guitar on that one. And the rest is all, I believe, Scott Ligon. Anyway, the print's too small. I need a damn magnifying glass. Hello, New York City. Hey, Glenn Taylor, thanks for being here. Hammerhead says, I forgot it was Saturday. Well, quit smoking so much. Ha ha ha, joking. Bloody, what's up? Dylan Smut is in the house. What up, my brother? Good to see you here, man. Thanks. Andreas says, great song. I appreciate that, man. I just got handed a magnifying glass. Okay, I got to finish what I started, man. Hello, Lee in Oregon. What's up, my friend? Mike Neuroth, woohoo, from Wentzville, Missouri. Dude, you rock. Okay, I'm going to let you know who played on that song because it's driving me nuts, man. Scott Ligon, of course, played harp, drums, and percussion. Eric Ally bass. Randy Roth, lead and slide guitar. And yours truly on the vocals. So this is not really easy to get, man. Fanatic Records, this is out of print, but if you really wanted it, we could work something out. There's also a Concrete and Cornfields Volume 2 as well, by the way. And that has some good stuff on it as well. Thank you guys for being here tonight, man. There's 24 people in the house. I'm going to get into the story here in just a second. I'm going to share some stuff I've gotten from people that isn't so flattering. You know, you have to learn to grow a thick skin if you're in any kind of business where you're putting your face or your personal stuff out there, whether it's YouTube channels, being a vocalist, a writer, an actor, whatever you're doing. If you're putting yourself out there, you're going to have people that just end up not liking you no matter what you do. And hey, Karen Lee's in the house. What's up, Rhode Island? Woohoo! Thank you for the compliment on the vocals. Wow, Kelly just sent me $10. Kelly M supporting the arts. I really appreciate that, Kelly. I appreciate any donations I get. I never ask for them, but if you can leave a tip, that's always appreciated. $10, man, goes a long way in this economy these days, because I tell you what, man, for $10, I could buy 2 cans of my dog food, which lasts her 3 days per can. That's 6 days of feeding my dog. Thank you, man. Kelly, you rock. You know, you're the first person that ever has tipped me, Kelly. Yep, I'll be honest, man. Thank you. Should I get into this stuff or what, man? Hammerhead, deep pockets. Yeah, well, I think so, man. $10 is quite a bit these days. It's hard to get money. Got your bowl loaded, Kelly? Well, smoke up, my friend. This is a totally what do you call it? I was going to say smoke-free environment. Smoke-friendly, 420-friendly place here for sure. Life Stinks with Mark Death. I love that guy. Sometimes the insults are better than the compliments. Exactly. That's why I saved him, bro. I was like, I can turn this into a positive and make this stuff funny, man, and kind of spit back in real time how I feel about these compliments or comments. So I'm with you there, Mark. How about this one, man? Bloody's fake. Okay, how am I fake? Here I am sitting here breathing and living, and I've been doing rock and roll, which is documented for 40 plus years. The stories I tell are true. That's a fact. How in the hell am I fake? Wake up, man. No, I'm not. That's one I've heard a couple times. Oh, he's a phony. No, I'm not, man. You just don't like me because you've decided not to, and that's what you're projecting onto me, that I'm not real and you are. Okay, whatever. Psychology 101. Let's see. How about a little vocal from Michael Monroe's song tribute? You know what?
the thing is Ponk Media, my good friends, they have the copyright because I don't have a publishing company currently. And so when I put out Dark Daze Unfazed album, my buddy at Ponk Media says, you're naked in the jungle. If you put the album out there, anybody can claim ownership. So let me put it under my publishing until you get yours going, in order. So thank goodness for Ponk Media. But if I play my own stuff, I might get flagged for copyright. It's a long, sordid story, but many musicians end up screwing up, not getting publishing done correctly. What's up, Rod? Rod fixes stuff from P-Town. How you doing, man? Thanks for being here. Jukebox Comedy. What's up? Is this the owner of the Jukebox Comedy Club in Peoria? Because Dan, you're awesome, man. Dan, right? It's been so long since we've talked. I think the last time I was there was when Tommy Chong and his wife was there. And after the show, I got to meet him and tried to give Tommy Chong some weed, but he told me, man, I never take weed from people because I've had people try to spike me with weird stuff and this and that. And you just don't know who to trust. I can't. Smart man. But hey, Dan, if that's you, let me know. Bill Meisner's in the house. He's at work, but he made it. Haha, you're being paid to watch this channel. Dude, what a genius. Bill Meisner played and wrote the song Empty. And he wrote the music to it, played guitar on it, and is one of my best buds in the world. He's down in LA, Hollywood, West Hollywood, or Hollywood, and he's cutting film for a living for the motion pictures down there, and he's been doing it for a long time. And Bill is also on that album over my shoulder, Dark Daze Unfazed, doing some vocals on two or three songs. You rock, Bill. Bill Shapiro, what up? Saturday night, SATURDAY night. So yeah, I'd like to play more of my music. I could play something from Bloody Mess and the New Disease. That stuff is safe, but I'd have to find the damn CD that I just burned a copy for somebody, and of course, I didn't put it back in the box where it should be. So I'm looking around nervously, hoping maybe I'll just see it sitting here, but I'm not seeing it, man. There's a copy of Hungover in Stone, though. Oh, and Kiss Destroyer. Yeah. Oh, and Black Sabbath with Dio, all the stuff they did with Dio. Check it out, man. I got more stuff for you guys right now. Let's get into this, man. The name is Jukebox Cowboy. Oh my God, I'm a space cadet. My bad. There used to be a comedy club in Peoria called the Jukebox Comedy Club. I thought you said Jukebox Comedy, not Cowboy. I am a fool sometimes. Sorry, man. The devil you don't. Night. What's up, man? God of Thunder. Oh, what one of the best rock tunes ever, man. Send me your demo tape, Eric777. My email is dmoody41@hotmail.com. I'll put it, you can find it on any of my videos in the description area. Jukebox Cowboy, keep on dancing and dancing and a prancing. Yeah, keep on. I actually sang that song with Pat McGlynn from the Bay City Rollers when I was in Scotland 2 years ago. We performed live on the Roller Mania radio show, and it's on my other YouTube channel, The Church of Rock, all one word. You can type in Derek Moody, that's my radio name, with Pat McGlynn, Keep on Dancing, Scotland, whatever, and it'll pop up, man. It's pretty cool. Pat McGlynn's on acoustic guitar, and I'm doing the vocals. Thank you, Karen Lee. She loves my song Empty and Bill's song Empty. And here you go. Brian Dunaway, what's up? And Ricky in Racine, Wisconsin, one of my best bros in the world. Thanks for being here, dude. I'm going to get into some of the negative stuff I've gotten from people. It's 14 minutes in. I've got 33 people in the house. 3 + 3 is 6. All those numbers are good according to numerology, so we're going to go for it. We've already addressed the people that call me fake. Okay, I still beckon. How in the hell am I fake? Okay, so one other guy said, look at this guy just sitting there making stuff up. Again, bro, you're projecting how you feel about me into your belief systems, and it's just basic rudimentary stupidity on your part. Nope, I don't make nothing up. I'm a complete honest dude, and if I do make mistakes, it's because I'm human and whatever, my memories. I'm almost 60, man. So I try very hard to be honest and get stuff right, man. You know what I mean? Here we go. One other person said one day on one of my videos, they said, hey, something's off here. Did you stop taking your meds? That one made me laugh. Taking my meds. What in the hell are you talking about? Something's off? Maybe it's that you need to be on meds, whoever put that comment. So that's that. One guy 2 days ago literally had the nerve to get on my Motorhead story and tell me this guy is full of BS, talking about me, saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. Motorhead didn't play with Ozzy back in 1980, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, then why in the hell did I see him play with Ozzy back in 1980? Dude, do your homework. And then the same guy, I went on to Google, which I don't even use as a search engine. I use like DuckDuckGo and Jabiru because you get more real truth on there instead of Google. And I went to Google and it came right up, man. Then the guy says, and by the way, Motorhead wasn't on their Ace of Spades tour in 1980. It concluded sometime in 1980, and it was going on in 1980. And when they played with Ozzy, it was their first time touring the States. So this dude tells me, it'd be so easy for you to Google this and find out you're so wrong. I'm like, bro, I Googled it, and I'm so right. Some people are a trip, man. I tell you. That's that. So yep, I definitely saw Motorhead and Ace of Spades tour with Ozzy in 1980, and that was in St. Louis. And Randy Rhoads was on guitar, and that story is on this YouTube channel. Let's see, Deborah LaValle's in the house. Yeah, she says people need to get a life. Let me tell you something. It's only like 1 in 100, you guys. There's not that much negative stuff I get. This is a cumulative over like 3 months. There's not that many really, but I thought this would be fun to share it with you guys. And this way I don't got to put all this negativity on my channel. It's kind of fun what we're doing right now. I'm venting and it's cool. One guy says, a few people, you need to do more research. That one I'll meet you halfway on. I do a lot of research, but sometimes, like other people do in life, and I'm not trying to throw other people under the bus, sometimes I fail. And I learn every time. I'll be honest with you, man. Almost every time I do a god darn video for YouTube, I do either leave something out or get something slightly wrong, and it's embarrassing stuff, man. But then you realize, I mean, I hate to say we're only human because I believe we're souls temporarily as a human, but we are human after all. Anyone who's got a copy of Destroyer just laying around, I believe. Ha ha ha, the devil you don't, you rule. Motorhead were booed off stage opening for Ozzy in blah 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 in 81, bro. Well, you know what? That sucks. Maybe it was 81, but either way, the tour I saw was the first time they ever played with Motorhead or Ozzy, and first time they played the States. And they didn't get booed off in St. Louis. Matter of fact, it opened my whole mind up to Motorhead. I love them so much. Debbie from Maine in the house. What's up, Deb? Keep on Dancing with You on vocals is better than the Bay City Rollers original, and that is coming from a major fan. Thank you, Karen Lee. Thank you. I'm going to go another one. A couple of people said I was a poser. Gee, I haven't heard anybody use that in their regular language for 3 decades. A poser? What am I posing as? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Okay, one guy said, your form blows. Well, nice that your opinion is appreciated here at Bloody F Mess Official. You know, I don't feel like I want to do a lot of edits. I've been doing radio for almost 25 years. I hit play. I hit record, I hit stop. That's kind of what I do. I don't do a lot of fancy edits. I like to be live, and that's just the way I do it, man. And as far as that fancy, crazy, colorful 3D thumbnail emoji stuff, I love other people's creators' content, but I am the emoji, man. I am the thumbnail. Matter of fact, I just wrote a new song called I Am the Emoji, and the chorus says I am the thumbnail. Let's see. Hit that like button for the algorithm. Yeah, could you guys hit the like button real quick for me? If you're watching, there's 43 people here. I've got more stuff from commenters that are not positive. Want me to get into some more? This is kind of fun. I'm more of a square. Whatever you think, bro. He's a fake rocker. Who's a fake rocker? Who's a fake rocker? Jason R says he's a fake rocker. Whoever that he's talking about. Mark says poser. What an old school term. Yeah, I thought that was a funny one. What am I posing as? Jerry Springer. Yeah, it's kind of a SH you know what show. All right, let's get into some more of these Jerry Springer type questions. One guy said to me on one of my videos, he goes, man, look, do anything besides these videos. That's funny. I'm waiting for the guy to tell me who the poser is. What's up, Bloody Rock and Roll Junkie 68? Hey, glad you're here. Eric, glad you're here. Jason R is laughing. Ha ha. So, who you laughing at, Jason, and who's the poser? Come on, man, be real. I can't read all these when I'm reading these at the same time. I love that your videos aren't overproduced and over-edited. Everything is all BS. You're the real deal. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But remember, I'm a poser and fake. Fake it, what? Sorry I'm late. Fake rocker. Let's bring corn chips back, man. Old school. That's funny. Ellen Davis in the house. Hi, nephew and Auntie Ellen. Cheers. Okay. One guy says to me, how can you criticize the singer for the band Rough Cut in your video about Accept when you can't even sing and all your life, all your music has been talking, singing style? Well, check out my band, The Renegades, on YouTube. There's many demos, live performances where we're doing set after set of me doing just that, singing. I was paid to do 4 sets a night, 3 nights a week for a while in a band called The Renegades, where we did nothing but cover outlaw country songs like Hank Jr., Waylon Jennings, Johnny Paycheck, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Coe. We did just so much. Freddie Fender, just Haggard. Good stuff, man. And it is singing. And sorry if you haven't researched my entire musical career to find that out, my friend. But this guy was really insulting. He left a page like this long of just insult after insult. It's like, okay, man, your opinion's really going to hurt me, and it's going to give me content. What it's going to do, bro. So, yeah. Any info? Oh, man, it's going by quick, guys. I can't believe anyone would be negative towards you. Well, thanks, Carrie Bowman. I try to be the real deal. And anyone that says I'm not, it's either delusional, on way more drugs than I've ever been, and just green-eyed monster, I guess, because that's a bunch of BS. I've been living nothing but rock and roll since, like, 1980. That's when I first started really hardcore, get a microphone and a mic stand. Started my first band in 1980. Started playing out in punk bands in 1983. So that's when I consider I started. So I've been around for over 40-something years doing this, man. 25 years in rock and roll radio broadcaster. But yeah, I'm real fake. Sounds like personal problems, just jealousy. Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to ramble much more about this. I've got other stuff I want you to be addressed on, guys. Fire it up, bloody. Steve Reese, I have been, man. It's 420 around here. It says, one guy says to me, you've been a liar your whole lying life. Interesting. I'd like to find 2 people that could call me a liar and find proof. Because have I told white lies? For sure. And when I was a younger man, like all of us, there's times we lie. But I was never a pathological liar, never been a liar at all, per se. And these days, I have a hard time even telling a white lie, and that's a fact. And you can ask the person I've been living with for a long, long time about that. Jason Grows in the house. What's up, man? Woo! Okay, more. More from the liar. One person says, why do you wear eyeliner? Well, right now I'm actually not wearing it. But when I do, it's the same as why I choose to wear striped socks over just white socks. I like it. I don't know. Why do you wear a leather jacket versus a suede jacket? Short sleeve shirt versus long sleeve? Why would you wear this earring versus that earring? I wear one of each, this earring and a Scottish earring. I like it. I don't know, man. I guess maybe it wasn't something to be defensive about necessarily. But like Mark says, I'm just a square. Dude, I don't know many squares that wear eyeliner and, well, never mind. One guy says to me, why are you always wearing sunglasses? Cause, man, I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm on drugs. Dude, trust me, if I was on drugs, you'd know it, you'd hear it. It would be, you can't hide it with sunglasses. Well, I guess you can. I've seen some Johnny Thunders interviews where if you didn't see his eyes, which he'd be doing the interview and you could tell, oh man, poor Johnny's pretty high. And he's on, camera. Well, then he'd put glasses on and you could still kind of tell, but not as much. So I guess the eyes do tell you a lot. What else? One person I got on the other day is going through the comments, responses of responses, right? And this one guy says to me, he says, yeah, since you've chosen to ignore me and never reply, dude, look at my videos. I pretty much reply to every single person every time. If I don't see it, it's maybe a mistake or I overlooked it, but I will eventually see it because I kind of comb those to make sure I don't ignore anybody, because I think it's important to engage with people that give a damn. And the content creators that I subscribe to, I communicate with a lot of those people. Man, I love those channels too, man. Like Mr. Ballin, that guy's awesome. The Y-Files, Tyler Oliveira, he's a trippy dude. He interviews people all over. Bald and Bankrupt. I love a lot of travel channels and a lot of extreme stuff. I also like a lot of true stuff, like true crime and stuff like that. Let's see here. The other day I was posting a video at like 3 in the morning and somebody posted, "Go to bed, Grandpa." That one is funny. That's a good song title, by the way. Go to bed, Grandpa. Jason R says, "You've got a great channel." Thank you, bro. So, okay, you weren't calling me a poser after all. I was just going to ask you, how am I, bro? But you didn't. I mistook it in my defensive ass self. Ellen Davis, they're all jealous. They don't get to live a great life. Well, I try to live a great life. Ellen Davis, thank you so much. But you know what? Again, this stuff isn't really... Amon Hillman, don't forget Amon Hillman's Lady Babylon. Anybody familiar with Amon Hillman? That's another one of my very favorite YouTube channels. That guy will tell you some truth, translating the original Greek tablets before there were even Bibles. I mean, it's an intense stuff to learn. Jim Morrison said, "You can't hide behind those sunglasses," to David Crosby, and Crosby said he hated Morrison for that. Good one. Nick says, "The Y-Files, AJ is great." Yeah, you know, Sister Tracy's got a hoodie with Hecklefish on the back of it. It's so cool. And she'll be walking around and people will go, "Hecklefish, Y-Files." What else? Let's see. Another person responded to my video of Udo from Accept, in which I talked about heckling Udo at a concert in 1985 in Peoria, Illinois. Let me tell you something. Yep, I sure did. And the recording, like I told this person, is on my other YouTube channel, The Church of Rock, all one word. And I was literally wrong when I did that actual video because I said I was about halfway back from the stage in the middle of the place. When I read my recent fanzine review of that show, I was actually up front. And I had a big black mohawk and all in leather. And I kept flipping off Udo from Accept just because I was full of piss and vinegar. I was there to see him, but I was just trying to get a rise out of him. And twice during the show, he actually said something to me like, "F you, I'll come out there," or something. But you can hear the recording on The Church of Rock. And that guy that told me I was full of crap because he was there and he would remember that. Nope, you're wrong, bro. Absolutely wrong. Sorry. Let's see, another one. I'm done with the negative comment stuff, okay, guys? That was some of the stuff people leave me. It's like 1 in 100. Most of the comments I get are just like the ones I'm getting right now, man. Everyone being so cool. Jason says, "Hey, I was just drunk and being a smartass." No problem, bro. Maybe I'm a little too sensitive, but sometimes, man, it happens. Let's see, the Church of Rock. West Beach is in the house from the Plasmatics. Yeah, me and West Beach are working on a video with Ricky Allen, who's tuned in too right now, and it's called Wax Fruit. It features the great TC Tolliver on drums, but in the video, you'll see the great West Beach playing bass. You'll see West Beach rocking out in front of one of his badass cars, and on the guitar too, and myself doing vocals, and Ricky Allen is producing that video. Ricky, you rock. Dude, I'll get you that footage. It rained today. It freaking rained on the day we were going to film, and it never rains here. So I'm hoping in the next couple days, bro, I can get that video footage and we can get everything done. Wes has all his stuff turned in. Wes, thank you. Usually I'm the first one done, and at this time I've been slacking. So smack your face, mental case. Get on the ball, man, right? Bloody is 100% authentic, somebody said. Thank you. Somebody said something about Roxy Ramone. I heard she's not doing real well. Johnny Ramone's ex. I hope that's not true. I saw something she posted on Facebook, and I did interview Roxy on my other channel, The Church of Rock, all one word. If you guys would take a minute and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, I'd appreciate it. If you give me a like, comment, thumbs up. You saw a guy who could be my twin there in Florida? Oh, man, I feel sorry for that guy. Poor dude. Poor dude. Jeesh. You subscribed? Thank you, the devil you don't. I could use those subscribers. So glad you followed your curiosity and checked this stream out. Awesome. Later, and have a great night. I'm going to start a Patreon account because you know what happened? I put up a video about a month ago, and it was so controversial that I lost some subscribers, like 20 people. I'm like, what is going on? And my buddy said, it's a very sensitive world, man. You can't just put anything up. I'm like, but I wasn't supporting anything bad. I was just telling a story. He goes, yeah, but people are sensitive. So I thought, you know what? A lot of people aren't. So I'm starting a Patreon channel in which I'm going to tell stories I can't tell on YouTube, stories in which I don't have to belittle myself by having to censor myself in 2024 in America. What a ridiculous thing we have to do. Censorship is such crap, and I hate to do it. So it's demeaning to me and you. And I'm telling you what, man, I'm going to start a Patreon account and I'm going to tell stories that I can't tell here. And it's for the non-super sensitive people that want to hear my stories that have to do with some dark stuff from the past. And not necessarily to do with me, but others and experiences I've had. And stuff that if I put on this channel, I'm obviously going to lose people that don't want to hear it. So it's also out of respect for these subscribers here that might not want really shocking stuff. I get it. Not all of us are weirdos like me or some of you. But weirdo to me has always been a good word, because in the Midwest, when I was called weird, I took that crap as a compliment because I didn't want to be anything like those so-called normal people. Sister Tracy says, and just to clarify, maybe you're not the most tech-savvy guy on the planet, but it's because you've been busy living. Haha. True. But it's, you know, you don't have to come to my defense, but you're right. Thank you. Yep, Carol Lee says she hates censorship. Thank you. I think Bill said something about me covering the Plasmatic Sex Junkie and Doom song. Used to cover it back in our set in the day. Yeah, Bill Meisner was a guitar player for a while in Bloody Mess and the Scabs, and we played some really crazy shows. You can find those on my other YouTube channel. There's one in particular that's pretty bad. I was out of it, drunk as hell, and just angry. Bill says he thinks it's a great punk show. I watch it. I'm like cringing now, but it's live in Kenosha, Wisconsin from like 92, and it's pretty epic. Pretty crazy and out of control. You and I were pen pals for about a year in the 80s, Jukebox Cowboy says. We swapped letters and tapes for a while. Hardly a fake, dude. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Andreas the Metal Punk says, Mark, well, I'm a SF from Sweden. Awesome, man. Scum Fs forever. Punky of the Corn, what up? Cheers, Sean Young from Illinois. What's up, bro? Glad you're here, man. Miss you, man. Sister Tracy, hi, Chance. Chance Rush is in the house. Woohoo! Florida's here. All right, man. Mark Zihama. Here we go, man. Starting the Patreon account soon. I am going to tell my X-rated stories. I'm not going to be censored. And I've got stories about all kinds of people that are just crazy. Look, whenever I put a G.G. Allen story up here on YouTube, do you know they won't let me monetize it? Just because his name's in it. That's it. I put a story up about El Duce from The Mentors. Same thing. His name's in it. And boom. Well, lesson learned. So just in the title of the story, no X-rated material, nothing like that in those stories. And I even censored myself. That's the kind of world we're living in, and it's getting worse, man. Sucks. So I'm going to start this Patreon, and I'm going to try to make it reasonable. And anyone that really has the time and the funds to be entertained by this old rocker, I do have some stories that are going to be like, whoa, ho, 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 ho. They're going to kind of raise the hair on your head and on your arms, maybe. And they might make you puke. No, I'm joking. Well, maybe. I got stories about Gigi and just about all kinds of people that are very controversial, if you know who I'm talking about. And if you don't, well, when I start the Patreon, I hope it works out. That'd be fun to be able to have a platform and not have to censor myself. What a bunch of crap, dude. Okay, so Patreon soon. Also, I wanted to say, I've got my notebook here. I wanted to share some ideas I have for some upcoming stories. Look at this, man. I've got page after page after page. Oops, I guess I could do it on camera. It's just literally notebooks filled with dozens of pages of nothing but idea after idea after idea. Each line is one idea, okay? So I'm going to name out some of these possible upcoming story ideas, and if you guys hear any of these that you like, you can leave a comment, and I'll go through these later. Thing is, man, after we do this for a little bit, I'd like to find out where you guys are at and talk to you guys a little bit. I could talk about G.G. Allen in Pete's basement, Peoria Heights, Illinois, when he played there. Was it 87, 86, 87, I believe. That was crazy. He played in Pete Oakford's basement, full show, completely bizarre. What else do I have? UK Subs and the Exploited live in Chicago, where I got to interview UK Subs and Exploited. Mark the Hammer just donated $10. Says Bloody F Mess, very entertaining and informative. Dude, I really appreciate you, and I also appreciate Kelly earlier who left a donation. And you guys, it's really appreciated. I've never asked anybody to leave me donations or tips, but when I get them, I'm more than grateful, man. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to make a few bucks telling my story, man. And I'm glad that some of you appreciate that. I really am. Because when you get older, you start going, man, I've lost all my stuff in like storage fires, and I've lost stuff over the years. But then you go, hey, there's two things I've got, man. My memory and the internet. And if you have both of those, you can do research, pull out of your memory, and also get a hold of people from the past to clarify. Mark, thank you for that $10, man. I really, really appreciate you, bro. But I've also got my story of being on the Phil Donahue TV show as a guest. Yep, that was whack. Pretty wacky, man. They put me in Chris Farley's dressing room because the people that were on the show didn't want me in the green room with them. So they literally put me in this room, and on the door, on a star, it said Chris Farley, because we were just around the corner in the same building, on the same floor in the NBC building in New York City as the Saturday Night Live movie TV set. I was blown away. I opened a little curtain and I peeked in. I'm like, whoa, there's Saturday Night Live, man. There's all the seats and there's the stage and the set. So Phil Donahue was cool, man. He hooked me up with my own green room, and I got to sit in there with Peter from Black and Blue Records, and we had a big old deli tray full of meats and cheeses and all kinds of fruit, and we were tripping because we decided to smoke a doob in there. So we fired up a doob in the dressing room, in Chris Farley's dressing room. Then Peter from Black and Blue, he had a bobby pin, or I don't know how we had a bobby pin, but we had a bobby pin of some kind. There was lockers in this dressing room that Chris Farley occupied that was his regular dressing room for Saturday Night Live. Peter picked open the lock. He'll tell you I did it, but I remember differently. He did. And when he did that, I was like, oh my gosh. I opened it up, and there was a script from the Saturday Night Live that he was going to appear on that Pearl Jam was a musical guest for. So I ended up, we kind of swiped the script. But you know what I left? I left a big stack of Bloody F Mess and the Scabs CDs and cassette tapes, and I put a note for Chris telling him he was my favorite comedian. He was probably so livid when his script was gone, but I'm sure that they had no problem giving him another copy. But I had that thing for years and years and years, and then, it burned in the fires in 2020 here. Bummer! It was going to be something that was going to be in the Pop Culture Museum I was hoping to open. But anyway, so that was wacky, smoking a doobie in Chris Farley's dressing room. No one ever said a word to us from NBC about doing it. It's almost like once you're in a green room, you're like treated like a certain way for an hour, you know? But yeah, that was part of my experience for being on the Phil Donahue show. He did come in and take a picture with me, and on the show, it's classic, and I do have this on DVD that I sell. Along with my appearance on the Rolanda TV show out of New York City and a show out of the United Kingdom called Passengers. 3 talk shows I was on in 1994, and I do sell them all on one DVD, and you can contact me at my email, dmoody41@hotmail.com, and you can contact me at my email for my email. Just kidding. dmoody41@hotmail.com, and then the word Moody with a Y, 41@hotmail. Other show ideas coming up for this channel, man. Do you know I'm a legally ordained minister, right? Well, I've married dozens and dozens of couples. I've officiated weddings, Grateful Dead weddings, biker weddings, weddings at parties, weddings at Steve Miller's old recording studio here in Oregon. And the very first wedding I ever conducted was in Bloomington, Illinois, back in around 2002 or 3. It was at a bowling alley that we called Lover's Lane, and we had 13 couples that I married at one time, and we had each couple stand on a different lane there at Lover's Lane, and I did this wedding where it was all the news cameras came from ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, all of them, every affiliate. And it was a big deal. It was live on the radio. Well, when I married these couples, at the very end, I said, "You may kiss the brides." That was so surreal. And that footage, I believe, is on my other YouTube channel, The Church of Rock, all one word. It's some pretty cool, interesting stuff. The entire wedding's on there. Man, was I nervous for that bastard. Woo! Other stories I have, man, about the time that me and Bill Meisner got naked at a party when we were tripping hardcore, and we were just laughing in that zone, and we thought, what can we do to really freak people out at the party? And this is when the Bloody Mess and the Scabs were a total crazy shock rock band playing at gay discos and punk bars and dive bars. Well, we decided to get naked at the party, sit on a love seat together, right next to each other, uncomfortably close, because we thought, well, this is the Midwest, And when people walked in the door of the party, the first thing they saw was me and Bill Meisner sitting right next to me, stark naked, with nothing on but a smile. And man, was that fun? Oh my God, I still remember it to this day. People were walking in the door doing stuff like, oh, and like walking back out and not coming to the party. Other people would come in and just start laughing and walk by us real fast. Other people would stop and, interestingly enough, appear like they were interested for a minute. And then other people were just completely shocked, horrified, and probably sickened to see both of us naked. But it was all in good fun. And there's more weird stuff that happened, but nothing too weird. I'm not going to go into it. You're a card-carrying minister from the Church of the Subgenius. Jukebox Cowboy. I did an interview with the Reverend Ivan Stang from the Church of the Subgenius for one of my fanzines back in like 93. I'm getting ready to put out, it's called Fanatic Fanzine. I'm getting ready to put out the 5th issue, first issue in 30 years. The last issue was 1994, and it might have been the issue Reverend Stang was actually in. But I interviewed him. It's a nice long interview, and you can find that interview. The audio recording is on my other channel. Just type in Bloody Mess Interviews Reverend Ivan Stang. It should pop right up on The Church of Rock. Please subscribe to that channel, you guys, and please subscribe to this one. Let me, classic, drink my blood. I know that inside story, Billy. Rock and roll junkie, hilarious, man. I've heard that before. Karen Lee, the wedding video is amazing. Your mom is in it. Nope, this is a different video, Karen. The one you're talking about is a 10-minute Reverend Moody documentary, because I go by the name Reverend Derek Moody on the Church of Rock radio show. And if you go under my other YouTube channel and type in Reverend Derek Moody documentary, it might pop up. It's about 10 minutes and really cool, and my mom is in that. And it's a neat documentary that shows me doing weddings and talking, and it's pretty cool. God, I'm getting hyper, man. Chill out, dude. I need some water. I forgot my freaking water. I did. As you guys could probably tell, I'm undiagnosed ADHD. And that's why in my 43 years in music business, I've been able to do a lot. A lot of people have asked me, are you on this? Or are you on that? I smoke the ganja, I'll admit that. And I do microdose. But that's it, my friends. May take a sleeping aid when I need it, but if so, it's prescribed, but I don't get into my personal crap too much. But no, man, I'm just being honest, guys. Not on nothing. I have to do a thing called 4-part breathing. This is something that's scientific, too. This isn't like spiritual or religious. This is like, when you learn this, if you've got anxiety, check it out, man. I'll show you how it works. You're going to like this. If you're hyper or have anxiety issues, which I bet you half you do, check it out, guys. You count in on the count of 4 in your head, and you inhale for 4. And then you hold it for 4. And then exhale for 4. If you do that even one time, you'll feel it, let alone do it for about a minute. And I assure you, it's completely works. I've given the advice to so many friends who are having massive issues with anxiety. Have you noticed my energy changing in that brief interlude? Try it sometime. 4-part breathing, it works, man. I had to learn that stuff because I used to turn to substances, booze, all kinds of stuff to help me relax, and nothing does except connecting with the breath. It's true. Thank you for all 50 of you being in the house. I appreciate you being here at Bloody F Mess Official. I want to read a couple of your comments, you guys. I appreciate you. Sorry if I haven't seen your comment. Thank you to Sister Tracy for just now bringing me some water. I love her. And I love all you guys. It's nice to have friends that want to hang out with me on a Saturday night. Cheers to you guys. Here's my cool water bottle with my stickers on it. There's Ramakrishna. No. There's Saraswati. And there's Rock. Till the End, Sisters of Mercy, my Addict sticker. I think I showed this in the last video, my Trippy Mushroom sticker. I don't know. Ninja. Just, there's Ramakrishna there, yeah. Shout out and rest in peace to Gary Floyd. I love him so much. I think Sean might be in the house. There's a message being held for review. I'm going to view that message, by God. Breathe, MFer. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we can show that message. Who cares if he says MFer? Come on, guys. Another moderator just handled this. God, that's what's weird about YouTube is they have these moderators that I must have clicked something agreeing to this, and they have like a robotic AI moderator, as if I'm not capable of making a judgment for myself as to what's free speech I want to hear and what words I want to hear. Like, my ears are so virgin, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the moderator decides if that comment gets put on the screen if you put a cuss word. I'm not going to say anything else. Bloody calm down, man. I got ADD too. You seen Gigi's video video, $20 poem. Oh yeah, man. I was great buddies with Brian Douglas Clements. He was a Chicago street poet junkie that was a friend of mine, and he was awesome, man. I wrote to him for years. He would call me from payphones at 2 a.m. For, in the 80s, we were very close. I would go to Chicago and hang out with Brian. Him and I and Gigi were all close. I introduced him to Gigi Allen, to be honest. Yeah, Brian Clemens is dead now. He died of, you probably know what. I'm adjusting my camera. But, he was a good dude and a really good poet. And yeah, $20 poem came out, gosh, in the 80s, I believe, on video. Mr. Goodfoot's in the house. Cheers, and freedom rules. That's right, freedom does rule, man. That's why we got to be careful, man, because there's a lot of people trying to take our freedoms away. We've got to revolt like those people in France, man. They weren't showing it on the media here, man, but my friend on TikTok says, look at this. There was like millions of people for more than a day or two. Millions of people came together. There was no division. They said, we have one thing in common, my friend, brothers and sisters, one thing. There's the oppressors and the oppressed. And you know what happened, man? They got their way in France. I'm not sure the particulars, but I know that if people came together instead of letting themselves be gosh darn divided over anything, you know what, man? We could really have freedom then. That's all I can say, man. I don't take sides, brother, and you know that. Well, maybe I do, but I don't talk about it on my channel because I'm all about rock and roll, bro. And freedom to express it. Thank you for being here, Mr. Goodfoot. Back in the day, Mr. Goodfoot filmed a lot of videos of Bloody Mess and the Scabs, man. Cheers, dude. We had some good times, bro. Bill Waters, hey, man, I just want to say I'm a big fan. You're awesome. I just got home from work. Well, glad you're home from work, Bill. Thank you for being here. Okay, here's the part now where I ask everybody and say I'm sorry for not seeing your comments because I was yapping. But I would like to ask, where's everybody from tonight? Can everybody tell me where you're from tonight? I'd like to know. I'm in Ashland, Oregon, about 10-15 minutes above the Northern California border. I've been in Oregon for 13 years out of Peoria, Illinois. Washington in the house. Brian, thanks for being here. You're my neighbor you're way up north. Sister Tracy, my house. All right, we got La Crosse, Wisconsin in the house. What up? Or originally La Crosse, Wisconsin from Washington. Cleveland rocks, Jason. We roadied for Nazareth in 99. Woohoo! That's right, man. And we opened up for him, man. We opened up for Nazareth at the infirmary in 99. Middle of nowhere, Tennessee. Los Angeles in the house. Earth. Okay. Riverside, California. What's up, Kelly? What's up, Kelly? Chance Rush is in Florida. Woohoo! Brian, how do I like Oregon? I freaking love it, man. It's tons of culture, tons of nature. I love it, love it, love it. Nazareth was my first concert in 83. Wow. We opened up for him in 99. Norway in the house. Rhode Island in the house. Florida. West Beach is in the northern Detroit suburbs. I do know that. I love West Beach. One of my favorite hero rockers from when I was a teenager. Got to get to know him later. He took a while. Wes is not exactly, hey, I'm out there making friends with the whole world, but he's very, very open to his fans. I can tell you that. And it's a privilege to be friends with someone like Wes. He's just a cool guy, man. And yeah, we've got a good friendship, and I can't wait for that Wax Fruit video to come out. And also, we're working on a San Francisco in the house and Peoria. Woohoo! Guess what? Me and Wes Beach, well, Wes is the guy that's orchestrated this, and I'm happy that he invited me to be part of it. It's a Plasmatics tribute, man. For you Plasmatics fans, it's going to be 4 Plasmatics covers with Wes Beach on guitar and bass. And I know for sure guitar. And I know he's got special guests planned, so I can't say anything else musically. But I can tell you this, I'm on some of the vocals, and I'm on, I think, the majority of them. What lets me do, I'm so grateful, and I mean that, lets me do, because he's like a mentor. He's not just somebody I take working with lightly. So, yeah, I'm doing lead vocals on some of that stuff, and we're doing 2 originals besides the 4 covers. So we're going to have a 6-song EP, and I know I'm doing the lead vocals on those originals. That is going to be cool, man, because me and Wes co-wrote together twice now. We did Rock and Roll Scallywag. There's a music video for that that's on YouTube on the Church of Rock channel, all one word, Rock and Roll Scallywag, the Bloody Mess Rock Circus. It's a video. And then also we did the Wax Fruit song on my new album, Dark Daze Unfazed, up there behind my back. I still have a few copies of that on vinyl. 13-song album with all these collaborations with Dave Moe, Wes Beach, TC Tolliver, Sammy Tong from Fang, Jordan Longmire. His dad started the Bay City Rollers. Don Bowles of the Germs. Produced by Paul Rossler of the Screamers. It's a killer album, if I say so myself. I've got it on CD and vinyl. And you can get a hold of me at my email, dmoody41@hotmail.com. 50 in the house. I appreciate it. Coast of Oregon in the house. Yeah, I love the coast of Oregon. It's beautiful there. We'd like to go there and do magic mushrooms. I love going there and tripping, man. Ik non sin chi. Yeah, man. We got a plasmatic fan in the house. Plasmatics deprogrammed me. Jukebox cowboy. What do you think about that, Wes? You've been deprogramming people for years. That's right. The brainwashed do not know they are brainwashed. Long live Wendy O. Williams. Master plan. Stop Gestapo tactics. Hey guys, why does Jello Biafra still wear a mask all the time? Do you guys think that's kind of weird? Or am I weird for thinking that? You gonna email me? Okay, do that, Andreas. Please. Mike Neroth, can't wait for the tribute. Wendy, R.I.P. Yeah, long live Wendy. Wendy, 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 Wendy. By the way, here's my my little rings up. I've got one out of line. My OCD won't stand for that. Yeah, some visuals for you, but I got a couple other ones, man. This one here is the Divine Mother head. It's the mother's head. There's her face, and then the back of it's her hair. Next to my yin yang. And you know what, guys? Who's weird? Someone's weird. Oh yeah, Biafra. Someone says they don't like Biafra. I only wear masks where there are outbreaks of a respiratory disease. Yeah, well, that's cool. But I just wonder why he's wearing it right now, man, because I don't know anybody else that wears them. Plus, those masks, it's been proven, you can't stop that microbacterial stuff from coming in anyway, bro. That's been proven. So hopefully it's one of those you probably wear the right kind. They have the kind that you can get that are definitely effective. Jello is weird, but very intelligent. Oh, no. I'm a big fan of Jello Biafra. I started writing to the guy in 1982 and got to meet and hang out with him 3-4 times. Got to meet his parents. I like Jello. I just wonder why in the heck he's got some of the views he's got, and also the mask thing. But I'm not going to get into politics because I run away from it like the freaking plague. Kind of like BC's talking about doing when there's a respiratory disease. He's throwing on that mask. I'm running away, man, when there's that talk about politics, bro. That divides people. Rock and roll brings us together, and we've never talked about politics or religion on here. If you punch someone in the face with the ring hand, oh, trust me, my rings have been weapons for years, but I haven't been in a fight in so long, I can't even remember, dude. But back in the days when I drank, I had to defend myself a lot because I would get myself in situations where I needed skull rings that were, like, particularly this one. I mean, this thing's like 2 inches thick and like, pure solid metal. I mean, this is not, it's definitely a weapon, but I would never use it like that. I'm not a violent person. But I love Jello Biafra, the Dead Kennedys. When he left him, game over. Sorry if you disagree, but I'm telling you, Jello Biafra was one of the most brilliant lyricists in the history of punk rock and music, period. I love the Dead Kennedys lyrics, and Jello was awesome. And we almost had D.H. Peligro on the church or my radio show, but it fell through. Rest in peace, D.H. Peligro. But yeah, I'm a fan of Jello. I was just wondering what you thought about the mask thing. Skull rings, always cool, Mark says. What's the first album you can remember spending your own money on? That's a good question. The first album I can remember spending my own money on. Whew. I remember albums my parents spent money on. I guess I can just have to go with that. I remember there was albums way before this. But back in, I think it was 79 or whenever it was, I bought Alice Cooper Inmates album the same day that I bought the Waylon and Willie album. Yeah, so that was the kind of kid I was and person I still am. I bought Alice Cooper and Waylon and Willie on the same day. I was like 9 or 10. Oh my God. This person says, did you ever like New Wave Theater with Peter Ivers? Huge fan of Peter Ivers and New Wave Theater. I used to see 45 Grave and bands like that on there and just drool thinking, I wish I could be in LA where this great community program's being aired from and be in the audience to see Fear and all these great punk bands. Yeah, man, I used to collect all those shows on VHS too, and I don't think I have them anymore. But I loved New Wave Theater. It came on at like 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning in the Midwest and on weekends, and I was always a night owl and still am. And New Wave Theater was one of the coolest cable shows ever to hit the airwaves. That was a genius show. Loved it. And Peter Ivers rules. Yeah, he does. Great dude. Rest in peace, Peter Ivers. It was on the USA Network Night Flight TV show. You're right. Yep. I loved Night Flight. Huge fan of Night Flight. Brian Dunaway says he liked the pop-up photos in the Inmates album. Me too. That was cool. I forgot about that, dude. Yeah, I love that album where you opened the gatefold and there was little pop-ups. Yep, from the mental hospital. Billy Squier. I saw Billy Squier play one time in Peoria, and he was killer. I can't remember who he was with or if he was opening or headlining. I think he was headlining, actually. And he was awesome. I mean, that guy was really a good entertainer. Yeah, I'm going to have to go searching because when I meditate, I can actually go back in time and focus on when I get the date offline. I can remember a lot of that stuff, and then I'll call friends that were there, and then I'll get on YouTube and check out videos, and I can remember a lot of that stuff. And you can get any set list pretty much online. Let's see. Do I have do you believe in extraterrestrials? No, I believe that there's other forms of life besides just us, just like trees, animals, people, and there's other life forms. So they're not really ETs to me or UFOs. It's just that we think, a lot of humans think we're the center of the universe, but there's other creatures that have been here a lot longer than we have. We just are now starting to see it. It's starting to come out a lot because it's true. Billy Squier does rock. You look like Peter Criss. I look like Peter Criss. Well, that's cool, man. I guess with my hair and stuff, I guess I got my Scottish flag earring in, and Peter Criss was a halfway decent looking cat, so I guess that's not an insult. Big Black. Yeah, I love Big Black. Steve Albini. I've always loved Big Black. They were from Chicago, 2.5 hours north of Peoria, Illinois, where I was from. Rat opened for Billy Squier. There you go. That's right. And I saw Rat played before that, though, in 1983 at a little club called Broadway Jacks, in which Diamond Rex opened up. And if you go to my channel, this channel you're on, and look at the videos, there's a story about that because I impersonated Rat that night. Me and my buddy, they thought we were Rat. And Rat hadn't got there yet, but they got there about a half hour, 15, 20 minutes later after we got in there for free. And they're like, come on in, you guys are with the band, right? I go, yeah, because we looked rock and roll. We were in leather and stuff, long hair. And anyway, yeah, so Rat, you're right, bro. Rat with Billy Squier. Now it's coming back. I'll have to do some meditating and do a story about that. Shift ALV2 says, I want to get high and watch New Wave Theater since I was a square back and didn't blah, 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 LOL. Nothing wrong with being a square, man. I always said I'm just a nerd with long hair. I've always been a big book reader and music guy and was the last guy to ever get high or use drugs or have sex in my group. Just never gave into peer pressure, man. Never, still don't, and don't care and do what I want. And being a square is not so bad. You know what Huey Lewis said? It's hip to be square. I'm joking. But he did say it. You're going to see King Buzzo and JD Pincus in about an hour? Anti-Xenophile. That's awesome. Where you at, man? That's going to be a good show. King Buzzo rocks. Ken Cyberpunk. Venom, Motorhead, and the Ramones got me into thrash and punk rock. Yep. And every one of those bands I've got a story about on my channel. If you just go to the video section here on Bloody F Mess, you will find stories about each and every one of those bands. Mr. Goodfoot says, that's hilarious. Ha ha ha. Huey Lewis was my second concert. I never saw him. Although I'm telling you, man, I like it all. Classic rock, punk rock, hardcore, metal, blues, country, old country, jazz. You know, I'm pretty open-minded musically, not just one genre. Alex's Bar in Long Beach. God, I used to have so many bootleg tapes from that place. The Ramones, the Misfits, stuff like that. So I got some more ideas for shows I got coming up too, you guys. These are ideas for stories I have coming up on this channel. Boy, the story of Zeller's Own Mental Hospital, because on my new album, there's a song called Zeller Dweller, and I've got some stories about Zeller's Own Mental Hospital. Gigi stories, oh my God, I've got too many to name, my friend. Just that every time I talk about him on here, I just get demonetized, or they won't do anything to help me make money with my time, because just his name itself is like grabbing the algorithm saying, red flag, red flag, red flag. It's so stupid, man. Cheap Trick 81 Hammerhead says, Cheap Trick in 81, first concert. Cool, man. My first actual concert, to me, that was a big concert. I saw many concerts at the fair all through my life, but when I was about 10 or 9, I went to see the Bay City Rollers in Springfield, Illinois, 1977. That was my big concert, and that was awesome still. And I got a couple pictures in the last couple of years from that concert, and I was able to get that cool, there's a banner on my wall as well from that concert. I could probably show you guys. There it is. Bay City Rollers. It's a pennant. Yep. Good stuff, man. Now I can set my camera back in place. So let me tell you something, my friends. I appreciate you guys being here on a Saturday night. We're about an hour in. There's 50 people strong. If you guys want to hang a little longer, I'm up. I'm game. What are you saying, guys? Gigi stories. So that's the YouTube AI watching us. Yeah, they are still out there doing it. I just watched a concert last night. Mark says, yep, it's great. How many people are still out there, like all the old rockers and punk rockers that are still doing it, man. Shout out to people like Michael Monroe, who I can't give out specifics, but I can say this to you guys. I have not announced this. I can say this. Michael Monroe did hear my song that's on the Dark Daze Unfazed album right there. There's a song called Michael Monroe, the ex-singer of Hanoi Rocks, and he did hear it, and he gave his appreciation. I know that for a fact, and he liked it. That's all I need to tell you, and that's a fact. And I'm very, very, very grateful that Michael said kind words, and it was able to get back to me. Jerry Lee Lewis was your first concert, Glenn Taylor, in 72. He happens to be one of my favorite rockers of all time. I freaking love Jerry Lee Lewis. I covered a song called Don't Put No Headstone on My Grave, and that is on my other channel. If you type in Bloody Mess with the Renegades, Don't Put No Headstone on My Grave, I found that song on a Jerry Lee Lewis album, and the Renegades and I recorded it back in, I think, 95 or 96. So that's on there. Punky of the Corn, first show Chuck Berry, and then you saw Jerry Lee Lewis too. Am I turning green with envy yet? Seriously, man, those are badass shows to have seen, Sean. Killer, dude. I never got to see Chuck. My daughter Audrey still gets pissy because we didn't go see him when he was playing once a week at Blueberry Hill in St. Louis for years. Just walk in the bar and see Chuck Berry once a week down in St. Louis, and we were up, 2.5 hours away, and we should have went. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Ken Sider Punk, Tiny Tim is buried in Minneapolis. Wow, I'm a big Tiny Tim fan, and got to spend time with the guy, quite a bit of time one time, and those stories are on my channel right now. If you go to the video section of this YouTube channel, there's stories of me hanging out with Tiny Tim. Wow, you saw Chuck Berry open for the Grateful Dead in the 90s, Brian? That would have been killer. Yeah, I like the Dead, and I like Chuck Berry an awful lot. Big Chuck Berry fanatic. When Jerry Lewis became a Christian, no one knew him and believed it. Yeah, well, his, what is his cousin, Jimmy Swaggart? Yeah, and then, of course, you got his other one in Texas. What's his name? Oh, gosh. The one that owned the big famous bar that's also got his own country career. Somebody will tell me in the comments. You saw Chuck Biscuits? Ha ha ha. DOA or with Danzig or what? Cheap Trick rules, Karen Lee says. I'm excited about Michael Monroe getting to hear your tribute. Me too, Karen. I was so stoked to hear that. And it's from a 110% reliable source. Well, I actually got to see, proof. The Chuck Berry, Blueberry Hill, how many times have I gotten plastered there? I don't think I've ever been there. Maybe once, but I know I've been on the outside of it because I was from Peoria. And I also lived right next to East St. Louis for about a year in Venice, Illinois. So I was in St. Louis a whole lot in 1980 and 81. And I could have been wrong earlier in my live stream today about Motorhead and Ozzy. It could have been 81, not 80. Sometimes I do get confused on those dates. So anyone that gives me a hard time about that kind of stuff, Really, it's only rock and roll, but I like it. So don't give people a hard time that do YouTube channels, guys, if they get a little thing wrong here or there. The best thing you can do is just be cool. And like Tiny Tim taught me, kill them with kindness, you know? One time I was in a bar. Tiny Tim was with me. He was sitting on the outside of the bar with me, singing on his ukulele in his high falsetto voice. And some guy says, shut up, you F, the slur for a gay guy that starts with an F and ends with a T. I was seething and seeing red. This was about 1989. I said to Tiny, hey, want me to go punch that guy? And I was ready to do it. He goes, oh no, you've got to kill him with kindness, Mr. Mess. You've got to kill him with kindness. And I thought, I never even thought of that concept before. I was just a radical punk rock guy, man, hanging out with my hero. But that was like just something that stuck with me my whole life. And these days, that's what I do. That's why earlier I responded to a lot of negative criticism I've gotten, because I don't reply to those people, man. I just zap them. Bye-bye. And I don't get negativity because it just gets darker, man. I just try to kill them with kindness, or at least I ignore them because no one likes being ignored. Brian says it was a Portland place. Okay. Held races. Jukebox Cowboy says Chuck had cameras installed in the ladies' room at Blueberry Hill. Yeah, I know. I'm very kept up on all those sordid details about our favorite rockers, and some of them have not so savory habits. The thing that I came to conclusion with long ago, bro, if I were to take every rock and roller and every punk rock and metal person that I like and find out their dark shit or stuff, and if I were to not listen to them because of that, I would probably have very, very, very little music to listen to. That's a sad freaking fact of reality. It's just what it is. You have to make a moral decision in that case, and an ethical decision. I figure, you know what, man? Music makes me happy, and if these people that have done dark stuff behind it sometimes, if it does bring joy later, I guess, well, then what can you say? The proof is in the pudding. I don't know. I don't feel defensive about it. I just think, yeah, you know, there's many, 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 many unscrupulous rockers, actors, anyone that's in the business, and that sucks. What are you going to do, man? I try not to look the other way. There's certain people in this business, and I won't name names, but there's certain ones that, you know, that do things that start with the letter E and end with the letter, or start with the letter P and end with the letter E. People that are like that, yeah, man, I'll go out of my way to try not to support. People that are like that. You can't say the word anymore, which is really weird. You think they want you to say it so you can spread the awareness about that crap. But it's so prevalent in the world, and I don't know why it's being so prevalent, but I'm off that subject. Separate the art from the artist. Thank you, Nick. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? Like I say, if you weren't to separate the art from the artist, you'd have very few artists to listen to. Yep, it's true. John Denver. Well, John Denver was very unscrupulous. When I lived in Colorado briefly, some people that lived near John Denver said all the neighbors hated him. He did all kinds of stuff that was hypocritical. He was doing a lot of anti-environmental stuff at the time, environmental activism, but yet he was doing stuff to harm that culture, the environment. I don't know what it was. You can do a little research on this. And then he ended up being a big-time drunk and all that. Listen, I love John Denver. I am not talking crap about people. I have many friends that are drunks. I have many friends that use substance abusers. You know what? I love them just the same as the people that are sober. I do. And I even actually might even have more compassion for the people that aren't sober. I have more gratitude for the ones that are sober. But you know what, man? I'm getting too mushy now. Maybe Mark Death is right. I'm just a square. Do you have any stories about Guar? Yep. Check out my channel. Go to the video section of this channel, and there's a story about Guar at Mississippi Nights. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Yep, there's Mr. Bill in the background. Let's adjust the camera so you can see him. There he is right there. That weird little crazy guy. Yep, and there's my new Dark Daze Unfazed album, and there's my Lydia Lunch candle that my daughter Audrey got me at a Lydia Lunch concert recently. Up there, those are all pop culture figures. What are they called, man? You know what they're called, guys. The Clockwork Orange guy. I got Joey Ramone up there. I got Elvis. I got Lemmy from Motorhead. I got HR Puffin stuff up there. I got a Slash action figure, I think. Yeah, man. God, somebody asked me a question a minute ago and I forgot. Hi, Mark. Thank you, Reverend Bloody, for saying that. I don't know what I said. Was it about separating the art from the artist kind of thing? Denver, I remember my dad had cassettes of John Denver. John Denver was awesome, man. Life on the farm is kind of laid back. God, he had so many hits. Thank God I'm a country boy. That was just one. That was like a novelty hit he had. But take me home, country roads. Oh, man. John Denver going through my head. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know if I'll be back again. That guy was awesome, but I'm not a big folk rocker, but I do love folk rock, like Dylan and Joan Baez and Arlo Guthrie and Joni Mitchell. And, you know, I got to say, yep, I am. Okay, I love it. Frank Zappa, big fan. Joey Ramone, I cried on the radio when I was live on the air when I found out he died. You have that Lemmy pop figure too. That's cool, Kelly. John Denver was at the PMRC sticking up for our rights to hear what the hell we wanted. Screw the PMRC and Tipper Gore. Those people can just suck it, man. Dee Snider was there. Frank Zappa was there representing freedom of speech. Yeah, the PMRC, what a bunch of wankers. Beautiful Bert. Yeah, I love Beautiful Bert. I talked about him in one of my stories that I just posted on my channel like a week ago. It's about adrenaline overdose, 1096, and hate in Wisconsin and how I met Beautiful Bert. But I've got more stories coming up about Beautiful Bert, trust me. I knew him very well. We were very good friends for a long time. And he covered one of my songs on the Bloody F Mess tribute album that came out in 2003 on Black and Blue Records. REO Speedwagon story. I've got one from 78. Yep, I was from Peoria, the same town. Gary Richrath was from East Peoria. So I grew up loving REO Speedwagon. And that actually... yeah, that was like the year after seeing the Rollers, I believe. Yep, that was not my first big concert going to without my parents. They just kind of dropped me off, and that was awesome. Yeah, because I believe, never mind. Oh, yeah, Rocky Mountain High, Mr. Goodfoot. Colorado. No. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I can't sing like John Denver if I tried. Give it up, bloody. Give it up, man. Ha! Joking. Oh my God, I'm going to be censored for putting that to my head now. Jesus. Tracy says MGK and Jelly Roll just did a song together using Denver's country roads called Lonely Roads, I believe. Trippy. Oh, wow. That's right. You know, I think I've heard a snippet of that, Sister Tracy. Catch Sister Tracy this Sunday on the Church of Rock radio show with me, Derek Moody, Bloody Mess, on the Church of Rock radio show at kskq.org Sunday night at 6 o'clock Pacific time. And I'm interviewing the one and only Jordan Longmire from Scotland. Jordan is awesome. He appeared on 3 songs on my new album, Dark Daze Unfazed, and we have a music video together. If you guys want to see that music video, Johnny Winter rules. Yeah, man. What up, Drew, my neighbor? Drew, a knock in the house. If you want to see the video that I did with Jordan Longmire, God, ADHD is killing me. Jordan Longmire, it's called Baby Please Don't Go. Remember that song, guys? The Amboy Dukes is my favorite version of that, but AC/DC did it, Aerosmith did it, and I did it with Jordan Longmire and Dave Moe with Alex Moore on drums. And that song is on music video form right now on on the Church of Rock channel, all one word, the Church of Rock, or just go to YouTube and type in Bloody Mess, Jordan Longmire, Longmuir, Baby Please Don't Go. And you're going to see some great footage from Ashland, Oregon here and from Los Angeles from when me and Jordan recorded that song in 2023 at Kitten Robot Studios in LA with Paul Rossler. It's a killer video produced by Mike Garrett. And you'll see my bright purple hair at the time. I really need a new hair job. What color should I do this time, guys? I'm going to let you guys vote. The more people that vote and the more people that have the same color, I'll do that color. I have no problem, man. I'm almost 60. You get off the grass. Now I'll do what I want with my hair. Damn you. Tell me what color to dye my hair. Howlin' Wolf. No, I wish. I'm a huge fan of Howlin' Wolf, though. Woohoo! Love Howlin' Wolf. Baby, please don't go. Yeah, that's got great production because you know what? Dave Moe and Paul Rossler produced it, and they're both like at the top of their game people in the industry. Tiny Tim story made for good something. Anok says, leave it the way it is. Okay, well, it's, you know, Sister Tracy said she liked the white look on me. The white hair looked better. But I don't know, man. I after a while, it's like I had black hair for like 30 years, and then I had white for about 5, and I thought, you know, color is kind of fun. Pink Fairies, Larry Wallace. I love the Pink Fairies. Big fan. Bill says, you know, you haven't heard in years, me singing Puff the Magic Dragon and your cheating heart. Oh my God. Back in the day, the Northwoods Mall in Peoria, Illinois had a place you could go. It's like a booth. And you could go in this booth, put in your money, and you could pick from all these different songs. And it was like karaoke. It was like a background song with no vocals. There was a microphone there. You would sing your vocals into it, and somehow it would become mixed. You leave with that song on cassette tape. Well, I thought, cool, this is a great way to put something out. So I went in and recorded White Christmas, the Christmas song, Your Cheating Heart, and Puff the Magic Dragon, and I literally released it on a tape that came out in like 1987, 88 called The Worst of Bloody F Mess, because by then I'd already been doing music for about half a decade, and I'd retired for probably the first time out of like 8 times I've retired in my music career, because I just get sick of it all. You know how it is. I'm a little moody. What can I say? But I was living in Colorado, and I'm like, I'm done. So I put out this cassette with all this rare stuff, and I actually have a copy of that cassette that I think Bob Gordon sent me from Acme Comics in Peoria, Illinois. If you're ever in Peoria, you got to stop by Acme Comics, which has been there for 33 years. Bob Gordon is a great friend of mine, one of my best buddies that I've ever had. Great dude. We talked the other day for a while, about an hour. And Bob, shout out to Acme Comics, man. But he gave me a copy of that original cassette. Pretty sure it was Bob. If not, sorry if I got that wrong. But it's The Worst of Bloody Mess, like 1983 to 87 or 8. And it's got Puff the Magic Dragon, White Christmas, and Your Cheating Heart. I could sing it now, I guess. But I won't. Let's see. Andrea says, I got undercut, saved a lot of shit. Maybe don't do it. Dylan Smith. What about black, or the side black and white in the middle like a skunk? Karen Lee, I want to hear you doing White Christmas. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. I'm not even going to try, man. I haven't even rehearsed with the band in like years. I haven't had anything to drink in an hour. And quite frankly, that last bowl kind of roached my voice out. Punk King. Scobie Ryder says, keep kicking it hard. Scobie Ryder, I love you. You just called me Punk King? Not so much, my friend. I got to tell you something about Scobie Ryder. I call him Uncle Scobie because he's like my cool rock and roll uncle. Some people on here, Gary in Arizona, says I'm like the weird uncle he never had. That's a compliment. Scobie Ryder is a guy that had his own solo career. He was from Glasgow, Scotland, a very tough guy, telling you, but a very creative guy and a very, very intelligent man. And at one point, he befriended Les McEwen from the Bay City Rollers. When Les was ready to leave that band, they became like two peas in a twisted little rock and roll pod. And they plotted Les's departure from the Bay City Rollers. He wanted out. Scobie said, I'll write your songs. Scobie ended up producing the albums. He wrote the songs. He was dressing Leslie McEwen and the band and coming up with the concepts for the records and more. Scobie was probably a manager, promoter, everything else. If I'm wrong, Scobie, correct me. But I know that he, Andrea says I look good the way I am. Thank you, man. Back to what I was thinking. Scobie Ryder, I've listened to his solo stuff, new stuff from Scobie, which I do play on my Church of Rock show as often as I can. My neighbors are walking by probably thinking, who's this guy talking to himself in front of a light and a camera? But Scobie Ryder is actually amazing, man. I've interviewed him twice on my Church of Rock radio show, if that tells you anything. And I just asked Scobie today if he'd come on the show next month again. He's somebody that's done so much great pop music. When he was with Les McEwen, he wrote so many really good songs, man. Just like Chelsea, just like all these good songs, man. All Washed Up album is so incredible. And I'll leave it at that, because I could sit here and go on and on about Scobie forever. But I got to say, I love you, Scobie Ryder. You're awesome. SCOBIERYDER. And also Itso Music, ITSO Music, if you want to hear some really good stuff. Pop music at its finest. And also curveballs, because Scobie is more than one-dimensional. There you go, Scob. And that was just, and he's not paying me to say that. Ear of Corn Zine rules. What's up, Carrie? Yes, Ear of Corn fanzine just interviewed me. This thing, Ear of Corn, this thing. Aaron Korn Fanzine interviewed me back in like 1989, and they just interviewed me yesterday again. So that's coming out in print only. Old school fanzine, guys, from the Midwest. I think from Missouri, right? Or is that from Michigan? Sorry, man, Eric777, with all due respect, I'm not going to give my political beliefs. Please don't hold it against me. You know why? I'm not a political guy, man, and I think it causes division, and I'd rather just stick to rock and roll. That's what I know best. And it's cool. It's cool though, man. You know, when I got in radio, my general manager told me 24 years ago, if you're smart, you'll do two things. You'll avoid talking about religion or politics because your fan base is going to be made up of a diverse section of people because everyone loves music, my friend. And he said, if you talk about either of those things, you're going to lose people. Poof, poof. So I learned from a wise man over 2 decades and a half ago to just keep it to rock and roll and you'll be okay. I have had friends know each other for decades and decades and decades, and then all of a sudden, they get older, and when we get older, traditionally, and according to statistics, a lot of people get more conservative, right? I, my friends, maybe fall into that category a little, but I don't think so. Not so much. I think I've tried to very hard stay true to how I've always was and not just be what my parents were or what I was spoon-fed or what the media has taught me. So what I'm saying is, you can get old but not necessarily grow up, and you can also get old and be an adult but not lose every aspect of your inner child, right? And one thing I studied years ago when I did go through a big spiritual trip, I studied all these saints from every religion you can think of. And one thing they had in common, most of them, was they have like a childlike innocence to them. Pretty trippy and pretty telling. There's like a sense of humor even that was very innocent and not... That's all I can say about that, guys. Music saves lives. Politics takes lives. No, I couldn't say it better. More secure savings. Thanks. Young till I die. Ken Ciderpunk. Yeah, here's to staying young, staying real, and not letting stuff divide us, guys. Jeez. Everyone check and make sure you are subscribed. Mr. Goodfoot says he's been noticing that he's been getting unsubscribed to my channel. He says he's not doing it. Like, he'll hit subscribe, double check, make sure he's subscribed, and then a week later, whenever, it'll come up on his feed, hey, check out this video, Bloody F Mess, and he'll go to look at it, and it'll say, subscribe to this channel, and he's like, what the hell, I've already been subscribed. He said that's happened to him 2 or 3 times on my channel, and then lo and behold, I looked online, and it says that is a thing, my friends, so make sure that you're still subscribed to your favorite channels, including this one, if you would, because you might not be and think you are, I don't know. But that's what he says has happened to him, and Ricky and Racine said he's heard of that happening too. We've got 48 people in the house. Thank you guys for being here, man. Let's see, if you want to play my old school punk song, I'd be much obligated. Oh yeah, bro, I already got your old school punk song on my, I got that on email from you, and I'm definitely playing it. That song, to be honest, and I don't have it memorized, the title, but even in the comments underneath it, somebody said this is one of the coolest songs ever recorded. I listened to it twice after I read that comment, and I was like, you know what? This is one of the coolest punk songs ever recorded. So, dude, I just have a backlog is my problem. I get like so many freaking requests, and I'm the kind of guy that saves all those, and I just randomly will grab them when I put it together each week. So your song's up to be on deck soon, bro. So thank you, Drew in Ashland, who goes by Anak, A-N-O-K as well. Great music, dude. Definitely going to play it, though. Anyway, man, I appreciate you guys being here at Bloody F Mess Official. I went through earlier and talked about some of the unkind messages I've gotten. I've also told you guys some of the ideas I have for more shows coming up. I'm going to give you some more. I've got stories possibly about me staying with ex-Bay City roller Pat McGlynn for 2 weeks in Scotland. That was a trip, my friends. That's something that's going to be probably on my Patreon channel. Because, again, it's going to cause a lot of these people in that world to go crazy because any tidbit, it's like throwing a piece of corn or a piece of feed into a lake with a duck. They always swim right over and grab that piece of food, right? If you give anything to the BCR world at all, they run with it and blow it up bigger than a movie screen theater, no matter how small it is. So if I'm going to do something like open myself up to the insanity that comes with that world, I'm going to, by God, get paid for it. That's right. Patreon it is for those stories. But that was wild. And I also have stories about going to Scotland and hanging out with my good friend Jordan Longmire and what happened on the night we were on the Steve Mack Roller Mania radio show. It was awesome because what happened was, in a nutshell, we sort of, well, we knew it was going to be an awkward situation because the host of that show, who shall remain nameless until I do the video, he didn't know I was bringing Jordan Longmire, and he'd been getting on the radio and telling people and insinuating that Alan, Jordan's father, who started the Bay City Rollers, who were like one of the biggest bands in rock and roll history for a while, he was telling people, this DJ, that Jordan's dad, the founder of the band, had only been married one time and was completely ignoring the fact that, nope, he'd been married twice. And not only that, but Jan Longmire, his first and original wife, had a kid with Alan, and that kid, his name is Jordan, and he deserves to be treated like a lot better than he has been. That's for damn sure. So I'm saving that story because if I'm going to go through the crap that the people put me through in that world, I'm going to get paid for it. Shout out to Jan and Jordan Longmire, and to hell with any of the haters, my friends. Hold your heads up, and I am going to come out with my stories eventually, though. Abso-freaking-lutely. Truth shall prevail, and it always freaking does. I've also got a story coming up about James Williamson and how I pissed him off. That's right. Former guitar player for Iggy and the Stooges. I got kind of a series going where I've pissed off certain rockers. If you check out this channel and go down the video section, I pissed off Udo from Accept. I pissed off Lips from Anvil. I pissed off Marky Ramone from the Ramones. Oh, and there's a lot more, including James Williamson from Iggy and the Stooges. Oh, well. Sorry that he has to hold grudges. So let's see. I've got stories about Willie York, the infamous street person from Peoria, that are pretty good. Peoria, Illinois. I've got a crazy story about going to see and winning tickets to see Jimmy Buffett and being taken there in a limousine in 2.5 hours of crazy drunkenness with me being the crazy drunk. Yeah, that's a crazy story that I remember some of, and Sister Tracy remembers the other part. Yeah, that's a nutty one. I've got a story about the book called Punks in Peoria, which came out a couple years ago, in which I have a chapter all about yours truly. I didn't write the book. Somebody else did. A couple people wrote it, and I've got a chapter all about me, and it's called Public Enemy Number 1. Yep. Crazy. Yeah, Andreas, I pissed Marky off because he was sober, and he is, as far as I know, still. I didn't know he was going through AA and all that stuff. And I came backstage at the show in Peoria, Illinois, and brought him some weed and offered it to him, because normally rockers dig that kind of thing when they tour. But I didn't know he was sober, and he freaked out and got very mad at me. So I made a video about that. And I apologized to him over and over, but he was pissed. But he still autographed my stuff when I left. He was cool. You can't wait for the Jimmy Buffett story? Yeah, I should do that one. Nope, I never got to see Black Flag. Henry Rollins did write to me once when I wrote to him first, and he sent me a cool 8x10 autographed that I don't have any longer. You think he might have annoyed Kurt from DRI simply by trying to have a conversation? That's bogus. I got to open up for DRI back in 2012, I think it was. 2013, 2012, in Orange County, California, at a place called The Observatory. Never got to even meet DRI. That was, they kind of had their own separate thing going. I don't know. I didn't even get to meet those guys. But I opened up for them. You don't have to be sober to be here, Andreas. We accept everyone here. Saints, sinners, drinkers, smokers, whatever you got, whatever your trip, man. I don't care. Anyone that judges, that's their problem. I don't judge people, and I do have compassion. Talking to a friend the other day who I won't name, man, I love this guy. And he was at my house, which is rare for me to have people over visiting. But he was over, and we had a long talk, and we were talking about the people that you see like on the streets of Kensington and those videos online of people that are just drugged out of their mind, and they're bent over all the way, and they're like zombies. There's two schools of thought, maybe three. Some people really don't give a crap about those people. Some people care a lot, and some people are indifferent. I'm one of those people that care a lot. You know, I just do. I've known too many people, man, that have been there and done that and survived it to not have compassion, because I know they could get through it if they try. And without a little compassion and empathy from your fellow human, you just go slower and lower. Sometimes the help or support of one piece of encouragement can be an inspiration, like to help somebody through like something dark. But my friend the other day said to me, I said, man, I really feel sorry for people like that. And I went on for a bit. And he goes, well, your reaction to all that is the exact opposite of mine. And I'm like, really? He goes, oh yeah, man, they got themselves in that position. And I said, yeah, but I have been in positions that were bad. And I know, you're right. They got themselves in it, but you still don't have a little compassion for your fellow human that's in that position? Nope, not at all. And I'm like, wow. And I told them, we disagree, but that's okay, man. We don't have to not like each other because we don't disagree, because we disagree. But yeah, that's my take. I'm sure some of you are going to be the kind of people out there right now that say, screw them people. And other people are going to go, yes, I have compassion, bloody, but I definitely do. And I'm just putting my heart on my sleeve, man, you know? And if you're trying to go through that kind of struggle and you need advice, hit me up, man. I've got ideas if you are struggling with any kind of chemical addiction. I'm not some kind of guru or teacher or AA person, but I would point you in the right direction, because I have gone through several addictions of my own and I beat them. So, and I want you to know you can do it if you're struggling, my friends. And some people like to be on that stuff. Great. I don't judge. I don't care. Come here high, stoned, drunk, or sober. Just come. Da-dun-da-dun. Whatever. Mark, thanks, mate. Mr. Goodfoot, we were hanging and the ladies gave Willie some acid. Brian Watt and me were hanging and the ladies and gave Willie some acid. Yeah, Willie Eric was a trip, man. Do I play guitar? I do not play any instruments at all. I'm just a writer, singer, used to be a part-time actor. I'm a performer, and I also am a manager and promoter. And I also run a record label, Fanatic Records, and I do vocals. Do unto others. Again, the golden rule. Thank you, Mr. Goodfoot, for the words of freaking wisdom. Man, I need a smoke break, man. Anybody else need a smoke break right now? I gotta be cool, though, because, man, I don't want to be token on camera, man. These people are just like fascist state, man, out there, man. I can't do nothing and be just straight up anymore. It's like you gotta hide out from the freaking the thought police, the visual police, the audio police. Jeez, man, it's just crazy. And I know it ain't just me, man. I know it ain't. Come here, huh? Oh, I'm in Oregon, man, where it's like just a lot of homegrown farms, if you know what I mean, out here. There's fields of it, and I'm not lacking. I just think I need to smoke. Sorry. If you guys want to hang a little longer, it's officially an hour and 30 minutes in. There's still almost 50 people here. Happy Saturday, you guys. Thank you for being here, man. I'm going to be putting up some new videos very soon on the YouTube channel. I do really have a ton of them. I really do. But I always wonder what Dylan Smut is going to smoke with me. Mr. Goodfoot's going to light up some pound cake. Well, guess what, Mr. Goodfoot? I'm smoking the Oreos. Oh, I love that Oreos. To me, that Oreos is one of the most potent strains I've had in a while, bro, besides the Jaeger, man. Woo, I love that Jaeger. The Jaeger, to me, is the most potent one. It's actually a Southern Oregon strain, you guys. Let's change up here a little bit. Oh, no, I can't do that, because then you're going to see me smoking. See, I could have been sitting like this instead of just a head on a camera. Hi, I'm more than just a head on a camera. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's this sick society. Maybe I should sit like this next time. Big old fat head. Blue Dream. Yeah, Blue Dream is great, man. Woohoo. Smoking wedding cake. Oh, I love wedding cake. All right, I'm spoiled. I like it all. I'm going to turn what is your personal favorite album of all time? Karen, I've got about a list of about 100. I can name a couple, you know. Iggy Pop and the Stooges Funhouse is one. Johnny Cash, his first Sun album, on Sun Records. That's one of my favorites. Ramones, Leave Home, and Ramones, It's Alive album. Plasmatics, Metal Priestess, Plasmatics, Coup d'etat, Hanoi Rocks, Gosh, which one do I like? There's just so many. I'm looking around my room here. Alice Cooper, Muscle of Love, Johnny Thunders, So Alone. There's so many. The Bay City Rollers. I'm not even sure which is my favorite Rollers album. I gotta say the ones with Duncan Fora, the last three they did with Duncan Fora on vocals, are amongst my favorite Rollers records, to be honest. I think they're so great. I love those records. Even though Duncan's going out and hanging out with people that I think are kind of shady. Oh, well, more power to you, Duncan. Blackberry Sativa here. Karen Lee's probably snickering right now. Hi, Karen. Hee hee. Wendy O. Williams. I love Wendy O. One of the biggest fans on the planet. You got better herb than me for sure. A knock. I will hook you up, bro. I would never be stingy. And if you're my neighbor, I will. Dude, I should just say come over right now and be on the goddamn live stream. Wouldn't that be a trip? In real time, I invite my neighbor over. He comes over. He says, I'll be right there. And then he shows up on camera and we smoke out. That would be kind of cool. Oh, what am I doing? See, I got to hide out from the fascist police state. The YouTube algorithm. Uh-oh, we're down to 37 people. I guess people are getting bored. I don't blame you, man. I'm about talked out. I'm going to listen to some of your, or look at some of your messages. As far as the Bay City Rollers, though, records with Les, I have to say, I love the one they put out in 75 here that was more of a compilation instead of the album that came out in the UK. I love that one a lot. Summer Love Sensation, Remember, all that stuff is such great music. Sour Diesel. You got some Sour Diesel? Yeah, that's some strong stuff too, man. Anak says, can I? I mean, we can smoke out, dude, but I'm probably going to end this live stream pretty soon. But it would be funny to end with you coming over. So if you want to, man, you can totally come by, bro. I just invited my neighbor live on live stream to come over. Hey, Sister Tracy. She must not be listening. Reverend Bloody, this was promoted as a hater show. It turned into something else. Well, I already did that at the beginning, bro. There was not much hate. Like I said, I only get one bad comment for every 100, and I already went over them, so it would be redundant. The best thing to do is when this video is over, it's going to be stored on my channel under the live section, and then all you got to do is go there and click it, and you can check out the first 40 minutes, and then that's where I go over all that stuff. Didn't mean to let you down, bro. I think we just did it at the beginning. So sorry, Mark. Thanks, Cheryl, for loving the live chat. Edith Medusa. I don't know who Edith Medusa, although I love Edith Massey. Anak says he's making dinner. Well, let's get together in the next couple days, like maybe Monday. Drew, how about Monday, bro? Fuck, screw it. Let's do it Monday. I've just invited my neighbor to come over. Maybe we'll do a live feed. Dude, let's do a live stream with me and you for like 10 minutes on Monday without telling anybody what time. How's that? That'll be fun. This guy's talented. My neighbor, Drew, I met him one day just walking down the street, and he's like, hey, man, you look like a rocker. I'm like, well, I do some vocals, and I do a radio show. And he's like, well, we should jam sometime. And then we've kind of gotten to be friends. He's been a big supporter of my Church of Rock radio show. He's a supporter of this YouTube channel, and he's a cool dude, man. But I tell you, when I first met Drew, I thought he looked like Mikey Muir kind of from a distance. He was kind of big dude. And I was like, kind of intimidating looking, man. But the kind of guy I would hang out with back in the day, because I used to make friends with like biker types, because that way, if they were my friend, I didn't have to worry about them punching me if I got out of line when I was drinking. And other days where I was making a lot of money, I used to actually hire a certain biker named Matt to come out with me when I drank, because I knew that I got mouthy when I drank tequila. And Matt would come out drinking with me, and he saved me a few times and literally fought on my behalf because I made it worth his time. Trust me. 2 Marines one time in a bar. That's another story, man. Whew. Matter of fact, that'd be a good YouTube story, man. Yeah, but that might need to go on the Patreon. I don't know. I could just tell you now. I'll tell you right now. Here's the story for those of you that are here. Check this out. Hi, Ron Murphy. You just got here. Where you're going to hear a story I've never told. Back in the day, in about 1990, 1991 tops, I was living in Peoria, Illinois, and I was a big drinker. And I believe I was single at the time. I was in between, so to speak. And I was dangerous because I was always on the prowl. Well, at the time, I was doing a lot of psychedelics. I'll leave it at that. And I was maybe dealing in a little of that kind of thing at the time. We're talking, God, 1990, 91, a long time ago. Things I wouldn't do now. Tripping, maybe. Dealing, no, ever, never. But the thing is, back then I was. And the story was that, oh gosh, I forgot my plot. Let me think. Oh no, I just forgot in mid-sentence. You guys are probably thinking, what an idiot. I was tripping heavily. I'm going to have to rewind this and finish it later. No, I'm just kidding. Matt, my buddy Matt worked with me, and he's a big biker guy he liked to fight. Matt wasn't afraid of nobody. Matt had a mouth on him, and he would always back it up. So I thought one day, every time I go out, I get in fights because I open my big fat mouth and I get, either get my head kicked in or I end up banned from another bar. So I hired Matt to come out with me, and I would give him, from these sheets I would give him a lot, and I would give him cash. And he would come hang out with me, and this happened maybe 4 or 5 times. And Matt had to save my ass one night at a bar called the Main Event. The bar was called the Main Event, and I would go there on Fridays and Saturdays and just get crocked drunk. And I went there one night, and there was an African American and a white gentleman, 2 Marines hanging out together. I had nothing against either one of those guys, nothing against them whatsoever. But the tequila did. The tequila just saw that they were Marines, and that's all. Saw that they were not like me, some rock out freak, and I would never be disrespectful to anybody if I wasn't on that alcohol. But the tequila side of me decided, be disrespectful to these people. Well, Matt told me later all about it because I blacked out that night. And it sucks because I had to pay a dear price for this. Well, yeah, man. And it was stupid because I wouldn't have walked up to a Marine or any other civilian or anybody, regardless of what they are or were. But the drunk me was the kind of guy that needed to have a bodyguard because I did stupid stuff like that. That's why I quit drinking. I got these 2 Marines so riled up at me that they were going to beat me to a pulp. Well, here comes Matt. Well, Bloody's paid me. I guess I got to go take care of these Marines. And I thought, oh my God, my buddy's going to get his ass beat. He ends up going outside and comes back in about 10 minutes later. Those guys didn't. And I go, what happened, man? He goes, I took care of it, man. And he goes, you owe me. I'm like, so in other words, what I paid him wasn't enough. And I don't know what happened to this day, but I know those guys didn't come back in that bar. And he saved me. And that was just one night, man. There was another night where somebody's windshield got broken because of Matt's hands, his fists. That's another tale entirely involving some really crazy stuff, man, with a lot of substance abuse stuff in that one. But I'm saving the crazy stuff for my Patreon, which I'm starting soon. I'm going to wrap this up soon, my friends. I got to wrap it up soon. It's not your cup of tea, but what do you think of Trey and of the band Fish? Actually, I like all music, and I like Fish. I even have a Fish shirt in my closet. Yeah. So the truth is, I'm not a huge fan. Like, I've never seen them live. But if you put it on right now, I would think I'll smoke to this. So I don't dislike them. I think they're okay. I've got a bunch of the live recordings from them that somebody's given me. Peace, brother Anak. Have a good night. Well, my friends, I think I'm going to wrap it up, actually. I'm getting a little fried. I really appreciate all 40 of you still being here. Happy Saturday night to each and every one of you. Sister Tracy just walked in the room. Thank you for the water, Sister Tracy. I think I need more. It's weird, man. I don't know how in the... There she is.
How's it going?
Taking a drink.
Yeah, Jet Puppy.
And Jet Dog's in the house too, guys. Before I go, we got to put her on camera. Here. There's Jet Dog. There she is. Nothing in the world like a little Jet Dog. Jet Dog. Jet Dog. Ain't nothing in the world like a little Jet
camera
Dog.
Shy, so.
Look at Jetty.
But I got my hat on is backwards, but it's
I got that from West Beach.
Yeah, West Beach shit show supervisor.
And he's got one that says Shit Show Crew. You'll see those hats in the upcoming Wax Fruit video coming soon from Richard Allen of Racine, Wisconsin. Sister Tracy, I think we should rock. Cheryl Tracy says, you both rock. Hi, Jet Dog. Love you, bro. Love you, Tracy, from Sean Young. Hello, Tracy and Jet from Karen Lee. Chance says, happy family. Cheryl Werner, love you guys too, Cheryl. We love all you guys. I do love you guys, all of you and all you girls and all you in-betweens.
Yeah.
Have a great night, homie, says Mr. Goodfoot.
I super appreciate all the people that tune into the Church of Rock every Sunday, and also my little radio show, Latitude 42. And I appreciate the support that you give this guy, because if anybody's deserving of it, he is. 33 years, I should know. So he's a little crazy, but that's what I love about him. So yeah.
Boom,
Thanks, guys.
boom. No, thanks, Sister Tracy. You can catch her Fridays on KSKQ Radio from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, on Latitude 42 Radio at kskq.org. And she does a show that very eclectic and with music diversity, lots of positive energy. And when she's not on, it's a bi-weekly rotating show with the great Ellen Morgan Huft. Latitude 42, Fridays, 3 to 5 Pacific time at kskq.org. Sister Tracy also has a secret YouTube channel. You should go there. She's got like 100 things she's never shared, including like Bhagavan Das and like the Dead Boys sound check and like just cool stuff, man. Lucas Nelson, like, I don't know, a lot of weird stuff that I don't have. Hank Jr.'s on there even, I think. But yeah, man, you can go to Sister Tracy, The Church of Rock on YouTube, I think it is. Kind of, she needs to shorten that title, but it's Sister Tracy, The Church of Rock, I think, or just type in, I don't know, man. Hit me up, I'll get you the link. KSKQ, Mark says, Jason says, adios amigos. Thank you guys for being here. We'll do another live in another month or something. Catch you guys tomorrow night at the Almighty Church of Rock radio show, where we were going to interview Jordan Longmire about his upcoming event. Yes, Jordan's first ever gig, man. It's going to be in Scotland. It's next month. The details will all be on the show tomorrow. Thank you to Jordan for coming on the show. Thank you to Karen Lee and Marag Donnelly for putting on the event and all the hard work they're doing behind the scenes, and all the other people involved in that as well. We appreciate that you're helping Jordan out. Hey, and there's Raggedy Ann and Andy making an appearance. Mr. Bill's here a lot, right? There he is, but you never see Raggedy and Ann and Andy too much.
Those are the original dolls.
Those are original too, man. Rock and roll, guys. Let's do a countdown and we're out of here. Let's go down from 10. Take it sleazy, Bill Meisner. Rice now.
10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5.
4,
I don't know how to turn it off. 3, 2, 1. Have a great night. Thanks for being at Bloody FMS Official. And please like this video and subscribe, because I love you more if you do. I don't know how to get out of here. This happened last time.
You're so tech savvy. I love you.
I hate this. I hate not knowing how to get out of here. I'm trapped in the hell I didn't create. Well, yeah, I did. X out. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? I'm definitely sure. Bye-bye.